Good evening. Tonight we are going to discuss Beltane and its place in the Wheel of the Year. Also known as May Day, Beltane falls on or around May 1st. It is considered one of the most important days in the Wiccan calendar, second only to Samhain. Like Samhain, it is a day when the veil between the worlds is thin, but it is not a day of the dead. Instead, this thin veil allows trickery and confusion to rule the day. Because of this, divination readings may have unexpected results. Beltane is the time when the goddess sheds her robes as maiden and becomes the mother. The god, grown now, comes to her side as consort instead of son. The goddess and the god celebrate their union, mating in the spring warmth and conceiving a child. In ancient times, unattached men and women would dress in green and spend the night in the forest seeking partners, either permanently or on a more temporary basis. Children conceived on this single night were considered especially blessed. The main themes of Beltane are the great fires and the associated fertility rites. The sexual union of the goddess and the god is traditionally celebrated by performing the Great Rite. On a symbolic level, the Great Rite is represented by using a chalice and an athame. The chalice, representing the womb of the goddess, is filled with liquid. This is usually wine, but juice works for the non-alcoholic crowd. This chalice is then placed upon the altar. The athame, representing the phallic nature of the god, is lowered into the chalice. Usually this is part of a greater ritual and is not done on its own. The Great Rite can also be performed literally. This is only done by a consenting adult couple, because this is a part of pagan sex magic. The details of sex magic is not something I'm going to get into in this video, though further down the line I may start discussing and exploring pagan sex magic as a video series. We are not doing so now in this video. Now, since Beltane represents the marriage of the goddess and the god, many Wiccans and other pagans celebrate with a wedding, handfasting, or simple renewal of vows. In times of old, the fertility of livestock and people was important, so marriages would take place and animals would be driven between two large bonfires to encourage fertility. People would then jump the bonfires to help ensure their own fertility in the year to come. Some of the symbols associated with Beltane include daisies, flower garlands, bonfires, passion, and sensuality. Since Beltane is the celebration of the marriage between the goddess and the god, it is time for a major feast. Consider it like a wedding supper of sorts. If you live in a climate conducive to outdoor meals at this time of year, consider making this the first picnic of the year. This would also allow you to plan games and activities that can be held outdoors, which is quite traditional for Beltane. Some popular dishes for Beltane include roast pork, applesauce, lightly cooked or raw spring vegetables and herbs, cucumber soup, deep-fried elderflower heads, roast chicken, salads, or even a variety of egg recipes. Drinks appropriate for Beltane are similar to those consumed at the spring equinox. Make your own honey mead, or look for other sweet wines and liqueurs that you enjoy. Elderflower wine or cordial made with a sparkling mineral water is an excellent selection. Cool fruit teas or light fruit drinks are an excellent alternative for the non-alcoholic crowd. In ancient times, mineral water would have been considered festive because spring is the time when ice has just melted. To spruce up your mineral water, add a squeeze of fresh fruit juice or even just a slice of lemon. Try to choose fruits that are in season in the area where you live, though if you do live in a northern clime, that is likely not possible. There are many ways to celebrate Beltane. One of the most traditional is the selecting of a May queen or king to preside over the Beltane festivities. The king or queen directs the celebration and organizes any rituals or ceremonies to be performed. She or he also organizes the dance around the Maypole. If you're worried about anyone feeling left out in the selection for May king and queen, consider drawing lots. Allow the selected person to choose their own partner. To make the celebration more elaborate, you might have special cloaks or thrones prepared for the royal couple. Make chains of daisies or other seasonal flowers for everyone in your group. These can be worn around the head or around the neck. Children especially love to make these, so put the children in your family to work weaving chains of flowers. They'll have a great time. Set up a maypole for your merrymakers to dance around. While a large pole with multiple ribbons might be traditional, you can make something smaller with a broomstick or an umbrella pole or really whatever you have. Even a flagpole works in a pinch. Bury the pole in the ground so that it is secure. Make sure a random child or an animal wandering past can't knock it over for safety reasons. Tie a number of ribbons or streamers to the top of the pole. You should have as many ribbons as you will have dancers, and you always need an even number of dancers. Have your dancers assemble and instruct half your dancers to dance clockwise, the other half to dance counterclockwise. Your clockwise and counterclockwise dancers need to alternate and weave in and out from amongst each other. This takes a little practice, so practice before the day if you can, or on the day, and be prepared for some hilarity to result, as there are quite a few mistakes made from rookie maypole dancers. It's really quite funny, so be prepared to get a laugh. Make sure everyone knows that it is a practice and that it's okay to make mistakes, and everyone's going to laugh about it, because you will. It's quite entertaining. To make the maypole dance more traditional, place a flower garland at the top of the pole before the dance begins. As the ribbons weave around each other and down around the pole, that garland starts to descend. If you don't think you can manage to set up a maypole dance, but you still are interested in performing one, look around your community, see if anyone has a maypole dance coming up. This is actually getting really common in a lot of areas as paganism and Wicca become more accepted and more common. These kind of events are popping up all over the place. So take a look, see if you have a Beltane in the park or a Beltane festival happening in your area. There's a good chance you do. So most pagans and Wiccans also mark Beltane with a ritual. Remember that Sabbats are celebratory in nature, so you won't necessarily work magic at this ritual. It will more be ceremonial, though if there is any healing or protection work that needs to be done, you can obviously make an exception. These things are emergencies, and you shouldn't skip doing them just because it happens to be a Sabbat festival. So they're not primarily for working magic, but exceptions can be made. Like most holidays, there are colors associated with them. Traditional colors for Beltane include green and the bright colors of the rainbow. Colors associated with the maiden and her lover include bright red and silver for the goddess, and green and gold for the god. Alternatively, consider blue and gold for the goddess and red and gold for the god if you're really into golds and want to exclude silver. You can use these colors for your clothing, for your setup, for your ritual chamber, even for coordinating the foods that you serve if you're so inclined. It's obviously not necessary. Beltane is regarded as a sacred time for Wiccans and pagans around the world. It is a time to celebrate the natural cycles of the earth and to look forward to the coming heat of summer. Thank you for joining us this week, and blessed be.